Alright guys, today we're going to start a brand new campaign in SnowRunner, and we're going to do a complete walkthrough from start to finish through every single season, region, DLC, and map. You know what to do. Drop a like on the video, drop a sub on the channel. We're going to kick it off with the opening contract or mission. And yeah, make sure you jump in, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and join the journey. Alright, let's jump into it, guys. So first things first, it says welcome to Michigan. Thank you for joining our recovery and maintenance effort after the devastating flood. We need all help available to repair the bridge that collapsed. It's our only link to the other side of the river. First, you need to find a watchtower to get a view of your surroundings. Then you'll have to find a truck capable of transporting the materials needed to repair the bridge. And then after the bridge is repaired, you will be able to reach your first garage. Let's do it. So it's going to give us some walkthrough. I'm not new, so I have a general idea of where we're going. And it looks like there's a watchtower somewhere close to us, but I don't know for certain. I am going to check our settings really quick. Anytime you start a new contract or game, you always want to check your settings. We have everything maxed out, and that's the way we want it. So now the map has loaded a bit. We got to come up here. This is what I always like to do, even if the map isn't fully discovered. Put the all-wheel drive on and go. This is a Chevy 1500 that you start out with. It needs some upgrades, to say the least. You should get off lower gear when you are on a normal terrain. So I'm actually not even using the low gear. I'm just hoping I can keep enough momentum to see this through. So it's up here. Now, there's a long way. We can keep going straight and we can take this trail. Or if you dare, you could actually try to come up this cliff here. And I don't think we can do that with this truck, to be honest. So what you want to do is keep following the road all the way through. It's better to go the safe way, especially when you start out. As some of you know, when I first started SnowRunner upon release, my save game was corrupted, and I had to create a video on how to edit your save game to give yourself money and stuff, because I had to start over from scratch after putting hours into the game, mind you. I know that SnowRunner did not love that, because I got banned from the Discord and they don't promote any of my content, which is okay because I still love the game and I understand why they didn't like that. But I was able to provide a solution for the other people that were in the same boat before they were able to provide a solution. And not everybody has a lot of time to grind a game for a second time. It's crazy. But I've learned some tips and tricks. And one of the most important tips and tricks is early on, you want to salvage as much money as possible. So this contract, we're going to use all vanilla vehicles, no mods, and we're going to not use any save game edits of any kind. And we're just going to walk through and complete this. And then for those of you that have been interested in it, I'm basically going to try to provide this as a save game file for y'all. And if you like the walkthroughs, you like the channel, make sure you drop a like on the video and a sub on the channel. Help me out a ton. I love sharing this content with you guys. So SnowRunner has been one of my main games since it came out, and I'm really excited for Expedition, so I'm hoping I can finish this, all of the campaign, before Expeditions releases. So here's the first watchtower. These cutscenes are cool. It gives you a glimpse of some of the stuff you're going to see, and there's a bridge we actually have to get fixed. So now that we've got the watchtower, I believe our next... Is it trying to get us to get another watchtower? Yeah, it is. Alright, so we got to go back through and get another watchtower. Which is actually, it's not even that big of a deal, so... I will say though, like, just even initially now playing SnowRunner with no mods, it's a little different than modded SnowRunner. So this will be good because if you play on console, you might not have mods because you might not have a lot of space or many mods. You might just be relying on a lot of the vanilla trucks. So hopefully this will help you. And if you do have a modded truck and you are playing with mods, for the most part, if you're using the right mods, this will just be a little bit easier and faster for you than it is with vanilla trucks. But if you follow these steps as I'm going through them, it'll give you a little bit of a jump start when you get confused or lost. One of the most important things, mod or not, is to avoid the big rocks on the road and hitting them too fast. And the reason for that is because they will cause substantial damage. This stock Chevy actually does not do too bad. We've got it banged up a little bit, but we haven't taken any actual damage when you think about it, which I'm going to be grateful for that. And don't worry, mod reviews are still going to continue on the channel and a lot of other content. 2024, I'm going to try to drop as much content as possible. I know SnowRunner isn't for everybody, so if you're watching this just because you like my content, I appreciate that too. Don't worry, there's other games on the way. Be careful with the water, because sometimes you catch a really strong current and it slows you up quite a bit. There's the other watchtower. Now, I'm going to be real with you. If we had a mod truck, we could just climb up that, but we don't. So we have to go the slow and steady way. And this little path, although it's technically not the official way, I don't think, is doable. But you can see how much we're struggling even in this. Maybe this isn't doable. Maybe I was wrong. So you have a winch. I'm using controller, I think it's the same, but you just press Y. I try to only winch if I have to, for realism's sake, because the way the winch just grabs things is interesting, I guess, to say the least. And I think the way that SnowRunner was made is that, you know, some of the trails and roads are challenging, but they know that people are going to try to take shortcuts, and I think some of the common areas to shortcut, so to speak, become just as challenging, if not more. And you learn that very early on, so you really have to think about your strategy to hit the trails. But more importantly, you just want to have fun. But just so you know, you might end up in some really soupy stuff. So this is another watchtower discovered. You're going to see another cutscene here, and then we're going to get the next step, which is find the truck, and it's just down the hill here. Pull a Yui, and we'll follow the trail down to the other truck. Now this was actually the full path, although we took a shortcut. This old Chevy is doing good though, alright? We have to give it some credit. It is doing good. Sliding action there, that was nice. One thing that you'll learn is speed in this game is not your friend, unless you really need to build up momentum for certain stuff. But you'll just end up downshifting, and some bumps and stuff will cause a lot more damage than you ever imagined in your wildest dreams. So this is a truck we're going to use to repair the bridge. So I always like to stop the engine, and now we're going to switch trucks here. The good thing is if we need this truck, we're still going to have access to it. And our first task, I believe, is to repair the bridge. Now, we need to take the contract in the first place. So I think we have to go to the bridge, but I'm not sure. Discovering watchtowers will reveal part of the map of the fog, marking your way. So it's giving us some tips. Your tracked objective has changed. So I don't know, because it's not actually giving me the contract, so to speak, so I don't know where we're supposed to go. We discovered the fuel station, use it to refuel for free anytime. I think I'm good on fuel. Yeah, we're full. We're good right now. but I think we have to go. The lumber mill's here. There's town storage. I am at a roadblock here. Steel River Township, Old Bridge Reconstruction. There we go. So now we can activate it. And it's showing everything we kind of have to do here. So we have to go to town storage and then transport metal beams and wooden planks over to the bridge. So we have to go left here. Yeah. So you want to be careful because we don't have four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive here. And we don't have a low gear. You can see that. We also don't have any weight in this rig, but we're doing all right. This old GMC is going to pull us through, I think. I will say the vanilla trucks are done really well. The sounds, suspension movement, power balancing. Some people find them a little bit underpowered. I find them really balanced, but everybody's got a certain taste. Sometimes when you're in mud and you're spinning, if you're playing on controller, it's a lot harder on keyboard and mouse, but if you're playing on controller, you can actually feather the gas a little bit, so you're not sending all the torque to the wheels, and realistically, it actually helps you get out just like it would in real life. I remember when I first started playing, I thought we needed that trailer. So we need metal beams. Now we have this trailer, but I don't think that has wooden planks. So we'll take this first. It's a sideboard trailer. It might have a plank, I can't tell. But I don't want to take and make the journey harder if I don't need it. So I'd rather save that for a time that we possibly need it. So we're going to transport these to the bridge. This will be the first step to get this bridge rebuilt. First haul. I am driving on the wrong side of the road. I know. So there's a detour here because there's a washout, but you can drive through it. I don't know which way is better, but I do know this way works, as long as you're careful with it. I think we're going to clip something either way. Yeah, just barely. This is a washout. It's not too deep, you just got to try to avoid that tree branch. And even here it says reading terrain. You will encounter a different kind of terrain such as road, dirt, mud, deep mud, water, rocky slide, snow, and ice. Only the most experienced drivers with well-equipped vehicles can drive on any kind of terrain. When in doubt, there is no shame in avoiding danger. You can find out more about the different types of terrain in the codex available through the options menu. As you can see, this made it through pretty good. But there's another little spot here because of the barricades. You kind of have to grab some of the dirt or the mud. I think personally it's better than going the other shortcut because you hit this mud for most of it. And you don't have four-wheel drive, so I'd rather hit a little bit of rock and water above all else. with the metal beams. And there is the start of our bridge reconstruction. And now we have to go get some wooden planks. So we'll back up here, get turned around, and hit the road to the lumber mill, which was actually by where we bought this, or not bought, but borrowed this truck. So it's not too far of a journey. Although this is mud, we'll try to take this route. We did alright with the Chevy. I kind of clipped her there a little bit, but it's all good fun. This is where you have to be careful on speed, actually, because some of these ruts get pretty deep, and depending on your wheelbase, yeah, you might run into some issues. You want to try to avoid damaging your vehicle as much as you can. This is a trailer that you actually want. The other one has stuff on it too, but this should give you what you need. And I don't know if this gives you two. And this is some deep mud. So now if you feather it, you can see we move a little bit. Yeah. We can actually just winch it to us though. So here's like a little bit of a SnowRunner hack. You can grab the trailer point, winch it to you. And now we've got I believe we've got wooden planks. Now we'll put it in a low gear, which I just realized now we actually have low gear, but we don't have four-wheel drive. I believe we have all the wooden planks we need, but what I'm going to do, because after we get the bridge reconstructed, we can actually go to the garage. I'm going to grab more wooden planks. I'll put some weight in the box of this actual truck, which I think might end up helping us, and we can park it at the garage. Then we've got it there if we need it. I don't think there's any lose in there. Luckily, everything we get here from the shops, it's on credit, so to speak. We don't have to buy it. So yeah, you can see we have two, but we can actually take two now. And now we've got extra, which will help us in a future contract for sure. And hopefully the weight in the box will help us with pulling this trailer. And then we'll also have the trailer there, which I think is going to be useful to begin with. But if you want to try to be quick and easy, you might be better off just skipping the trailer. For me, I try to think long term with SnowRunner. We'll have the trailer there. We're not going to have to buy it. We're going to have the sideboard bed on this truck, but we're going to have the wood in the trailer. So it'll save us a trip to the lumber mill at some point if we need it. Rain's starting to come down now. It'll make some of the mud a little bit worse, but the actual road, you don't notice rain too much, to be honest with you. Take a quick screenshot. And we're gonna unload 2 wooden planks. Now the bridge is already constructed, guys, and we're gonna go grab our first garage. We also just got promoted. Get down here, you want to take a right to go towards the garage, and pay attention to the signs because it even says garage here. It says be prepared for the unexpected, which will hopefully give you a little bit of an indicator that the journey ahead may prove difficult at some point. The mud is bogging us down on one side. And we got to winch a little bit here just to get out of this rut, I think. And hopefully we've got some momentum. We're still soft on the right hand side. The tree branches definitely aren't helping, and the trailer is, you know, obviously going to drag us a little bit, but there's some pavement up here, so it should harden up a little bit. And now we're back at it. We'll turn on the lights and keep trucking. Nice and foggy. So you just want to keep going straight, follow the road. Don't let all the excitement distract you. You're going to get to go through all this stuff soon enough. Try to avoid those logs if you can. We're coming into some sloppy mud again, but you just got to keep pushing. Just want to keep going straight here. Now there's a little bit of a rock slide here, so I think we're going to go through some rocks and a little bit of a washout probably. Yeah. Which we actually, looks like we have a couple trailers here as it is. And there's our first garage discovered. So we can move to the garage. We'll detach the trailer so we can actually do it. But there we go. And this is it. This is a garage. You can go through all the slots that you have. This is where you're going to get the truck store where you can buy your trucks and customize them. We got some mods here, but we're going to turn these off because, like I said, we're going to do this with the vanilla trucks, and you can see the global map here. So we have Michigan, Alaska, Tamir, Kola Peninsula, Yukon, Wisconsin, Amur, Dawn, Maine, Tennessee, and Glades, and Ontario, and the most recent British Columbia, and the most actual recent, because I forgot for a second, Scandinavia. So we're going to go through all this together. You know what to do. Drop a like on the video, drop a sub on the channel, guys. Catch you with the next one.